Tell me about yourself.
Good afternoon. Well, to begin, my name is Kiera J. Turnbull. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for giving me this incredible opportunity to interview for a position at Not Fashion. It is really my pleasure to be sitting across from the Vice President of Sales of one of the most highly regarded and lucrative new fashion houses in North America, and rapidly expanding, as I read in the fashion section of the journal that your company is doing in order to respond to the fashion designers who are trying to spread their work to the US, such as Philip Plein. Actually, having been already interested in your company's product lines, I decided to research further into the company to really see what Not was all about. Because when I'm really interested in something, I I have a tendency to take a deeper look into it and learn everything there is to know about it. But in doing so, I learned of your company's mission statement and the balanced culture that the company supports. And I realized not only that I really appreciated this company and its mission, but also that I realized this is definitely where I needed to be career-wise. So, as I said, I do really appreciate the opportunity. Pardon me, I do tend to speak a little fast. It's actually slowed significantly with being in school for business and learning how to network even better and everything. But yes, I am a sophomore marketing major in Temple University's Fox School of Business, which is apparently ranked amongst the top 50 or so business schools in the country. So, in my personal opinion, I made a great choice. And I do realize you went to University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School for Business, but I still stand by my claim. I was originally planning on going to school to become a fashion designer, but I finally accepted the reality that I cannot draw. Not at all. Nothing past hearts and stick figures, but I love fashion. So that minute detail definitely was not going to stop me from eventually fulfilling my need for self-actualization by becoming a part of the fashion industry and going over my own personal decision-making process. It was either choose a strong alternative field of study or learn to draw, which is why I'm in school for marketing. It was certainly not last resort, but rather next best thing. So me making a future career choice now that I know I would still really love and enjoy just as much.
Tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life.
So I was born and raised in New York, but I moved to New England when I was still young, and of course, I had to change schools. I took an entry exam to get into this prestigious private school, and a couple weeks later, they called to inform me that I had excelled on the test and they wanted to put me a grade ahead, but I would have to learn all of the mathematic and English skills before the start of the school year, which was in about 3 days or so. And so I did. And that's really where a lot of my values stem from. I had to learn to embrace traits such as perseverance, confidence, and a lot of courage. And from then on, after being thrown into such a different and unfamiliar environment than I had previously been accustomed to, I could easily adjust to basically any situation or setting that I found myself in. Because of this, I find myself very intrinsically motivated and basically in all that I do, especially in my work, be it in a lecture hall or a job setting. And me actually being younger when that happened and knowing how extremely difficult just a change in venue was for me, that motivated me to start working with kids as I got older. So I actually started doing a lot of volunteer work, a lot of volunteering, all of which was for the most part centered on children. I joined Big Brothers Big Sisters organization during high school, which is what I believe to be my actual most significant accomplishment, to answer the question. And basically all the children in Big Brothers Big Sisters had they had kind of social or learning or attitude difficulties, which is why they were put into the program in the first place. So I became a quote unquote big sister to a little girl, basically playing the role of her friend, mentor, and even at times her tutor. And just seeing how much she changed as the program progressed and how she got along better with other children and was just generally happier because of me playing my part for the organization, that really truly encouraged me to continue helping and doing that kind of work. Like, seeing that was just amazing. But me personally, I always work to do my best, and then I work to do better. And I made a decision to continue to volunteer to teach children how to have those same values and characteristics, encouraging them to one day have those, big five personality traits, openness, conscientiousness, etc. And through working with children, I've gained a lot of emotional intelligence and the ability to empathize with others better, and being able to say that I impacted others, especially children, makes me feel like that is indeed a major accomplishment. To me, at least.
Tell me about something you have learned in class.
Wow, well, it's so hard to narrow it down to just really one or two things. I really learned a lot during the course of my human resource management class. Taking the class kind of made me realize that there is a name and rationalization for basically everything business related. It's like all these concepts and ideas seemed abstract and obscure to me prior to the course, but everything is really laid out and defined so well. For example, something that I learned about was working on a team. I didn't really know that working on a team, there was different types of team and many components that go along with being on a team or in a group. I learned about the kinds of leadership that can affect group dynamics and about the different models of group development and their similarities and differences and how they've changed as time has passed. Reading about how group dynamics impact team effectiveness helped me a lot. I actually would have preferred to learn just about all of that material a long time ago. That would have really helped me with all of my past group projects at school and team assignments at work or during all of my hours of volunteering. I definitely would have gotten a lot more done in those situations if I had given myself the access to this information. But all the things I have learned, that was definitely a big component for me personally. But I could say the same about leadership. Just learning that being a leader does not necessarily mean giving orders. It's so much more that goes along with it. Being a leader is an attitude and the way that you live and study and work. I did not know there were so many different kinds of leaders. For example, autocratic and democratic and laissez-faire. I mean, thanks to my human resource management class, I'm definitely taking on more and more of the characteristics of a transformational leader. And I'm really beginning to have more, as they say, presence. So I definitely learned a lot. And again, thank you so much for this opportunity just to interview with you. It really has been amazing.